Hi everyone, welcome to this reading. So hi Priestess Tier, you guys, if you're doing the Manifestation November, you have a live with me tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, so definitely check that out. And again, it's only for those of you who are doing the Manifestation November. If you are part of the channel memberships, your next Major Arcana Series video is posting tonight, so definitely check back for that. Now, if you're interested in the Major Arcana Series, or if you want to hop on at the tail end of this Manifestation November, then the link for the memberships is in the description box below. Okay, let's see. Okay. I'm not tuning in for this one. I feel like I need to just go, so we're going to go. I also feel like this one's going to be kind of short. We'll see. Ooh. Interesting. So it's taking somebody some courage to look at things from a different perspective here. We have the Topsy-Turvets, the Singer of Courage, and then Geo the Slow. Maybe a kind of a slow process is taking place. I feel that this is very specific for somebody. So let me get a couple more cards. Okay, so like I said, this feels very specific for somebody. So there's a different perspective that needs to be had here. We have to see things either from our own, a different individual perspective, or maybe it's from someone else's point of view. I'm leaning towards a different individual perspective because the numbers on the Topsy-Turvets is 5 and 1. This is a change in individual whatever, right? Whether it's a viewpoint, a way of thinking, a way of experiencing something. And we're moving into this sort of Singer of Courage. This is where we're gaining the courage to actually do this thing. Maybe it is having the courage to, you know, put all fear aside and try to move into like a more positive mindset. Maybe it does have to do with another person, and it's, you know, I have to suspend my own judgment for a moment and trust that I'll be okay if I consider things from their perspective. It's not like a threat to my existence, right? This being able to see from this other side, or being able to adopt this other perspective, it seems like it's a very slow process. And one of the reasons why is because there's a lot of things to unpack that we didn't necessarily want to see, right? There's a lot of things that are going to be kind of surprising and kind of shocking. And so someone is in the middle of this right now. The whole purpose of this, the reason why this is happening, I'm getting these two cards. We have the King and we have the Vow. So when we get into this energy of the King, what we're talking about is really that self-control, right? Being our most self-sovereign. And notice that there is this red seal on this King's hand, and then there's also this sort of golden dot up here. This is about refinement, right? There's something here that is showing up, especially with this King seal. There's like little red glitter or something inside of it. This is kind of making me think of the seal of the star inside of like alchemical letters. It's usually representing that the operant is on the right path. We actually go over the star card today in the Major Arcana Series. So you guys, like I said, if you're part of the channel memberships, check this one out. One of the things that's going on here inside of this is it's basically telling me that whoever this message is for, you're on the right path, right? You're on the right path. This is part of the process of refining the self, of elevating the self, of your self-work, right? And one of the things that's coming through, though, that's kind of interesting is the Vow. There's something really deep about whatever this process is happening. It's something that you owe to yourself. It's almost like this entire process, as painful as it may be, I do feel that for some of you it's not necessarily a pleasant experience here, especially since we have the Nine of Wands with this gotcha card, right? I do think that this is something that it's almost like we signed up for this particular lesson, right? There's certain things that are very important to our path that are unfolding in this sort of self-knowledge that this is going to produce. We may be finding ways that we actually barricade ourselves off from having true connection when that Four of Wands is being preceded by the Nine of Wands. Nine of Wands is the person that's been through a lot, right? They've been through a lot of battles, and they're not really sure that they want the thing that they started off wanting. They're not really sure that it's worth fighting for anymore. They still have their fence and they're guarding the fence, but you know, they're taking that one fence post out because they might be deciding it may be time to move camp, right? It might be time to like pick up their fence and move someplace else, which is what we see in the Ten of Wands. So there's something here that we've already built for ourselves, whether this is an entire identity or this is a job, a career. Maybe this is even, for some of you, a family. And there's something going on here where we're not really sure how sustainable this energy is for us. But what we seem to be seeing, which is causing some worry, and this is where this gets very specific, so it's not going to be for everybody, is we are seeing how defensive we actually are. So there's some sort of defense mechanism that's starting to be seen here, okay? And this defense mechanism is not new. There is a reason why this defense mechanism has kind of come in with us, especially since the vow is showing up. This is part of our path this particular time, is to learn how to take this down, right? Whatever this is not necessarily a negative energy. This Four of Wands is not a negative energy at all. Whatever this is, there was a point in time where we really wanted this, and now we're learning to take this defense down, but we have a lot of things that we have to see before that can happen. So this can look like a dream that we used to have. And after a while, we allow life to happen. We allow people to talk us out of that dream. And so we kind of have this, heart space block against whatever it is, right? And so we never really allow ourselves to follow that dream. Someone here is understanding that in order to be truly happy, they have to follow this dream. This could be a relationship that somebody got in, and at some point they stopped appreciating the relationship. And they may be in the process of understanding that certain defense mechanisms have gotten triggered, and this is why. So there's a lot of very tough realizations coming into this reading here. Let's see. Okay, why is this particular thing happening now in this collective? Okay. Oh, yes. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. 4 cards. Okay, there we go. So the reason why it's happening now, I have these 2 cards here, and then this is kind of where it's all leading. So with these 2 cards, we have the 2 of Wands and we have the 6 of Pentacles. It's a decision about what you want to give your time and energy to, right? Your time is limited. It's very valuable. Your energy is limited. It's very valuable. And there's something about going forward. What is it that we're actually investing in? This is about balancing the heart space so that it's not heavy, right? If you pick the wrong thing, if you pick the things that are comfortable, the things that are easy, the things that you've always picked, it's likely that you're going to have a heavier heart space. Your life isn't going to be as happy or as fulfilling as it possibly could, right? Which is one of the reasons why we have these soul lessons that we learn, is to kind of unburden ourselves from those things so that we can come closer and closer to the version of ourselves that is our highest. This is all about taking control and learning how to control various elements inside of our life. Remember that the Magician, I often say that the Major Arcana is not really the story of the Fool, it's the story of the Magician. And with the Magician card, there's a reason why it's number 1, right? In this card, this is someone who is learning to use the tools of magic. And by magic, what we mean is enacting their will, right? Where the divine is basically the vessel, or the body is the vessel for the divine will. And in order to do that, a person has to self-actualize, and they have to learn how to use their mind, their emotions, their willpower in order to manifest reality, Earth. So there's something here about getting clear on what you want. When you have these sorts of defense mechanisms, you're not clear on what you want. You might even find that you find yourself confused often, right? Whether it's confused by the external or confused by the internal. And you may notice that things start and then they stop, or you start things and then you stop them. And the very things that make you happy end up making you miserable. And this is going to be one of the reasons why, because there's this energy of a block, right? That's essentially what this sort of defense mechanism is. It's a block. We're blocking some sort of energy from entering our lives, and this is a point in time where there's a lot of little lessons that are being learned about how to remove that block. For some of you, this is going to be regarding finances, especially with that 6 of Pentacles showing up. Others of you, again, I do think that this is in terms of connections, interpersonal connections. Whatever it is, right now is a time period for somebody where they're really coming into a place where they're meant to master this. So whatever you are doing, whatever you've started thinking about, whatever you've started doing for yourself, this card here is showing up to say you're on the right path, so keep going. Again, I feel like this is a rather short message, so I'm going to end this here. And if this resonates with you, please hit that like button. Feel free to leave me a comment. And until next time.